It's Livestream. Hey everybody, I am live. Let me see, check my pulse. Yeah, I'm live. Hey everybody, how's it going? So big trade today. Well, I don't know if it's a big trade, but it's a trade. I think it's a good one. He's not signed, but hopefully he will be. Hey George. Well, that's a thumbnail for my podcast. I felt like using it today. There's no guests. It's just me. Sorry if I deceived anybody. I didn't mean to. It's just I wanted to use that for some reason. And yeah, it was just one of those things, I was looking for what to use, and that's what I ended up using. Hey, MJ, how's it going? How is it going? How is it with dropping off? I'm on now. There were 7 people. Now there's 3. How did that happen? That's weird. Hey, everybody. So who else is here beside MJ and George? And what do you guys think of this, the trade, getting Joel Edmondson? And that's going to be tough. Edmondson instead of Edmonton. I'm sure I'm going to say Edmonton a few times. So nobody else wants to talk because that's where we're at. Okay. Well, so what can I talk about? They still have to sign it. Yeah, they still have to sign him. But I don't think Bergevin made this deal. Not that he's how would I put it? I guess it's not a guarantee that they'll sign him, but I would have to think that he's quite sure he will. It's definitely, this guy, he's 6'4". He's a really big guy. We've improved our size. Plus another thing, he's a stay-at-home defenseman. So this is another big guy that's going to protect Carey Price. This is something we need on both of the first 2 pairings. And then if you got Alex Romanov on the 3rd pairing, this guy's a tough guy too. He's 5'11", plays like he's 6'5". So I think he really shored up that problem of the team being a little bit soft around the net. And I think that takes care. So I really think they're going to do their best to sign him. Garrett, how's it going? I am doing well. School started, so you've been busy. Yeah, I guess, eh? Classroom prepped and welcoming students back. Oh, you're a teacher. Okay. I've still been following along. Hey, listen, buddy. Feel for you, teacher. I don't know. It got to be a little bit scary, but I hope everybody wears a mask. I don't know if you do in school. So anyway, listen, stay safe as much as you can. I feel for the teachers. I got to tell you. So getting back to Hoggy. So, I wonder now, they're going to have to move. I would have to think they're going to have to move one of Kulak or Mete. My feeling, and everybody on Twitter is saying, oh, Mete's gone. I don't know about that. I don't know if Mete's the guy that's more tradable. I think you get a better return from Kulak. And, I can kind of see Domi and Kulak maybe being packaged up. Maybe it's Domi and Mete. And I'm hoping for something like I'm going to do a video on it. I'm working on a video for trade targets forwards. And it's funny because I was working on that since probably around just after lunch. And then he makes the trade for defenseman. And I did my defenseman videos. That the one I did about Letang and Ekman Larson, man, 5,500 views already. It's like it freaking me out. But I think people thought I was announcing a trade because they didn't watch for a long period of time. But I got a lot of views out of it. That's for sure. Kulak's value has gone up. Exactly. This is what I mean. Kulak, I don't know if I'm crazy here, but I think if you're looking at a guy like Nicholas Ehlers, which was about to talk about, and then I got sidetracked. I think, Winnipeg's looking for a second-line center. Domi fits the bill. They're looking for top 4 defensemen. Not a top 2, but a top 4. And I think if you look at that, I think Kulak fits the bill. I think he might be able to land a Nicholas Ehlers with Domi and Kulak. And maybe that's what's coming. I don't know. It's really hard to tell because did anybody really have Edmondson on the radar from Montreal to pick? I don't know. I didn't think of him. But I'm going to go through Cap Friendly. I'm trying to do all that and try to find probably 10 guys maybe that Montreal could go after and target that aren't Patrick Laine or a superstar like that, but somebody more along the lines of an Ehlers that can really help up front. So, yeah. Jeff is saying Kulak is a keeper and he is signed. Okay, but Jeff, seriously though, if the deal, say you can get Ehlers, but they want Kulak, you're saying no? I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't. So that's tell me, would you say no if that's the deal? They say, okay, but we want Kulak, not Mete. I think I still make the deal. Hey, NHL. Okay, sorry I didn't answer quickly enough, but hey, no problem. I'll be here for a little while. You can, you got time. MJ, the hockey guy, did a mock draft. Yeah, I saw that, and he was taking Maverick Bourque. But he did say if Hendrix Lapierre gets that clearance, that he's healthy, Montreal could go after him. For me, I don't really know anything about Maverick Bourque, so I'm going to be honest about that. But I did look up, and I added Hendrix Lapierre into a video when I was doing the draft prospects because I really like his name, Hendrix. I just like it. So, but you know what? I have a feeling it could be that guy. There's a couple of guys there, and we don't know who's going to drop and how it's going to go. But I'll tell you, I watched the video, and it was an eye-opener as far as I got like 3 or 4 that he agreed on that I had made. So that shocked me. And, yeah, so I'm going to redo it probably next week, a final mock draft. So I'm going to see what everybody else is doing. I want to learn more about some of these guys. And then I think I'm going to do like my final mock draft where it'll be a little bit more serious, and I'll try to really get it right. You know, I did that last year, so I want to do it again this year. Same thing. Jack Newell, how's it going, buddy? Hyped on the defenseman we got today. Well, he's not signed yet, but I think they will sign him. It's just a matter of how much, you know. He made $3.1 million this past season, and from what I heard, like I did a little bit of quick research when Jeff actually told me about it. He sent me a thing on Twitter, and I happened to catch it really quick, and thank God I did because it had pretty much just happened, so I got in really early, a lot earlier than I might have gotten in on that. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Jeff. I really do because I was on Twitter too, but I was into something, and I didn't, you know, I hadn't refreshed up to the top, so I hadn't seen it. So, anyway, yeah, so I was saying he's not signed, but I think I was looking up and see what he might make, and they're saying somewhere about between 4.5 and 5, but they're not talking about it being Montreal. This was actually a New York Rangers article that I guess the writers there, they were thinking about Edmondson for the Rangers, and yeah, they were saying somewhere around 4.5 to 5 million. Well, to 4.9. Now, I'm figuring if he's coming to Montreal, if he's going to get 4.5, so you're looking at 5, you know, and if he gets the upper number, he's getting 5.5. I think that's what it's going to be. Now, a guy making that kind of money, I see some people talking how he's garbage and he's no good. Like, how is he making that kind of money if he's no good? So I hope it's not another Carl Alsmer because that's what they're talking about, but I don't think so. I've seen this guy play. I think he'll be pretty good here. I think he'll do what we really need. And left side defenseman, I think it's a good pick, a good pickup. I'd want a pick back, or they can pick a different defenseman. Yeah, well, okay, so there you go. You get a pick back. I mean, I think that's fine. But I think that they're going to want Kulak. It's my feel. This is, you know, it's just a gut thing, actually. Because I did say in the video, Mete and Kulak, it's going to be one of them that's got to be moved. I would have to think. I don't think you're going to keep both of them as extras. You know what I mean? So I kind of think Kulak is your best bargaining chip to get somebody. So that's how I look at it. He's signed, like you say, he's signed for next year, where Mete's not. So I think you'd be easier dealing Kulak. Renegade Man, how's it going, buddy? It would be nice if Quinn and Sanderson would be available at 16 for the Habs. Yeah, maybe Quinn. Although I still doubt that now. I didn't know a lot about him, but he looks like he's rising fast. Sanderson, I kind of doubt he'll be there still. But I agree with you. I like both of those guys. Domi and Kulak is worth more than just Ehlers. I would explore other options with other teams. Well, listen, Winnipeg has other things. You know, you can package things up. It's not – I wasn't saying Ehlers alone. I mean, I'm just saying the basic big parts of it would be Kulak and Domi for Ehlers. I'm sure there'd be draft picks being exchanged, and you'd even it up as much as you can that way, right? That's what I would think anyway. Because listen, now Montreal is, they built 14 draft picks going into this draft season because they knew they were going to use some in trades, I'm sure. There's nothing wrong with starting to build more draft picks for the, 21 and 22 draft. So I think there's room to deal something like that. But listen, if you can make the deal that it's Mete and Domi, if that's where they're going, I don't know if that. I'm just saying. I would go that way too, but it might take that to get your guy. Good evening, Shamir. How's it going, buddy? He won't get that much. The flat cap will keep him around 4 or less. That's what I'm kind of hoping. He made 3.1, so you bring him up another million, up to 4. I think that's pretty good. So, yeah, I would hope that, but I'm just figuring, he's coming to Quebec. They always tend to ask for more because of the tax problems here. So that's why I said that. And you got to overpay usually. So we'll see how that works out. But, I mean, he's not like this top defenseman, right? So it's not like he's a superstar or a star really in any way. So I kind of agree with you, but I was just going by what I read about they were projecting what he might get in his next contract. So let's hockey. How's it going, buddy? Vidam. How's it going, Vidam? Jack, I miss hockey already. Well, listen, there's still hockey going on. I listen when I do check out the games, I'm enjoying it, even though they're not my teams. And whatever, I'm still enjoying the hockey I'm watching. So just watch some hockey. I mean, doesn't matter that it's not the Habs. My whole life I didn't do that. And you know what? I regret that I didn't watch more hockey than just watching the Habs. And I'm trying now with the channel. I want to take advantage of that I don't really need to because I don't do NHL. But I am thinking down the road, which is a while down the road, of starting a second channel that would probably be NHL. So it's good for me to start watching and stuff. So, but I'm enjoying it. It's been good hockey. That's the main thing. Seems like Mete is becoming more and more expendable. Yeah, everybody's got Mete going. That's why I got to tell you, that's another reason why I kind of think it's going to be Kulak. It's usually not that guy that we're all thinking. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you got to think one of Mete or Kulak is expendable. Because, I mean, they're not going to hold on to 5 of those guys. And neither of them really plays well on the right side, or they would have already been playing on the right side in that third pairing, but they didn't. So I have to figure they don't play well on that side. So you're not keeping 2 extra left side defensemen. So it's like definite one of them is going. I hope they signed an O. But if you ask too much, I say let him walk. He's not worth the money. You got to also think too, listen, for them to be checking out his market value, nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean they're going to trade him either. It's just that's business. You want to see what you can get just in case you need to. Now, his asking $7 million for 7 years, you got to figure that's a negotiation ploy, right? They got to start high, but they're going to take something under that. So I personally agree that is too much. But, you got to figure he's going to get 5.5, 5 at least. And I got to figure 5.5, somewhere around there is going to be the no price. Will he sign in Montreal? I actually think he will, because Montreal's building to be a champion. If he's just doing it for the money and he's going to go, say, to Anaheim or whatever crappy team there is, just because they're going to pay him, I don't think he's going to have a happy career. If he wants to possibly be the next Guy Carbonneau, which he could be possibly, he does it here in Montreal and he sticks. And Montreal's going to want to keep him. So I think it's a marriage that's going to be fine. They're having a bit of a tiff, and I think they'll sign, By the way, I guess I don't say this because there's not as many people, or I don't know why, because the games aren't on. If I miss a comment, the super chats are open. I'm again obviously trying to reach a certain number for the month that so I can pay off my microphone and my lights I bought. And Yeah. So, and it'll enter you into, if you can see up there. Oh, I guess it's not on, right? I'm going to just show you. See the skates up there? Those are Bauer Supreme, size 7.5. Barely used, so barely used that they're not even, the ankles aren't even creased. So it's like nobody even used them. And you get entered into the contest to win those if you take a super chat or just a super sticker if you just want to do that. And if you take a membership, just same thing, you will get entered into the contest. So memberships, I don't know if you can access memberships directly from here because I think that $ underneath is just the super chats. But hey, either way, you can go onto a video and become a member that way. I'm not sure if you can do it through the stream, which doesn't make sense. You'd think you could, but anyway, I'd appreciate it. The channel needs the support because I got a few things I got to buy, and I just bought my microphone and the lights, which I don't use for the live stream because they get a little hot in the plugs. I'm not happy with that, so I don't run them for long. And if I do it for a live stream, it's like they're gonna run like an hour and a half. It's too long. I don't like electricity. It's not my favorite thing, so I worry about it. So yeah. So anyways, that's my pitch to get some super chats and some stuff like that. But if I do miss anything, you can just type it in again, and I'll probably see it on the second time around. But if I say that right away, I don't encourage anybody to take super chats. But hey, that's just the truth of the matter, right? Okay, let's get back to your guys' stuff. I would trade Danault and sign Max. Okay, I mean, listen, you can do that. I'm not saying I just don't agree with that. I would keep Danault. I think Danault is the kind of center. No, he's not a number one. He's not a number two center, not truly anyway. He's a number three center that can really be effective. If you don't agree with that, you never saw Guy Carbonneau. So if you want to watch some games where Guy Carbonneau played in, go check out Guy Carbonneau, and that's what Danault can be. That's what Danault can be. Exactly that. And yeah, I don't see them not making every effort to sign him. They're not going to pay him $7 million for 7 years. That's way too much. But I can see 5.5. I think that's great. And there's sign him 7 years. You got your next maybe Guy Carbonneau, but at the very least, you got your next Thomas Plekanec. And Thomas Plekanec was damn good. So I'd take that. You know what I mean? So yeah, Danault's going nowhere. That's my hot take. Danault's going nowhere. What's up, Rick? Habs fan for life. Yeah, not that long. It's not that long. A couple of weeks, few weeks. Anyway, no, not that much. Everything's good. Life's treating me okay right now. I don't want to say that. Not good, because you say it and then bad things happen. But right now, things are going okay. I'm going to be on, if I don't know if anybody watches Hands Down Hockey, he's got this series about YouTubers, hockey YouTubers. I'm going to be on soon. I was hoping today. It's just about to be released, he said, the one. I don't know if it's me, but he didn't leave me a message to say it was. But I'm going to be there any day now on that series. So hopefully you guys will look for that. Hopefully that'll really help the channel. Channel's almost at 1,300 subscribers. I'm at 1,277 just before the live stream. So getting really close. If anybody is out there watching that is enjoying and would like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified for these live streams and everything. And thumbs up. You can give a thumbs up if you haven't already and you are enjoying the live stream. And this guy making an idiot of himself. And, if you're enjoying that kind of thing, give him a thumbs up and we'll try to get that at about 15. Well, there's 21 people in the room, so let's see if we can hit 20. Why not? So if you're in here having a good time, and why not? Hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Now, let's go. I think the Danault situation is much ado about nothing. It's negotiation. He's got a year left. He's negotiating already. That's basically what it is. I think it's nothing too. He's not going anywhere. I'd be very shocked if they trade him. I think Danault stays with the Habs. Other teams would pay him a fortune. I still don't think a fortune if he tested the UFA market, probably upwards of $6 million. Yeah, well, that's it. Somewhere around 5.5. I mean, that's fair. But his heart is in Montreal, exactly. And I think he'd have his the best time having an NHL career if he can be successful here in Montreal. Montreal's on the uprise, and I think Deneau's going to want to be here when that's all, comes to fruition. Cross our fingers that it does. Vegas versus Dallas just starting. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of pulling for Dallas for no particular reason. I just pulling for Dallas. Maybe because I like the underdog, I guess, because they must be the underdog. There's a link in terms of becoming a member in the video description. Oh, is there? In my video description? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, if there is, that's fine. Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's because I'm looking at it on a different screen. It's a different screen. I'm not actually in the room today because my laptop not running so well for the camera. I don't know. My son did something. He's moving in 2 weeks, so I'll get all this fixed up by then. And just in case, we're talking about that, and knock wood, it doesn't happen. But I'm still I haven't changed that hard drive on my computer. So if anything happens with his stream going out, depending on if it's an hour and a half in and it goes dead and I'm gone, I probably won't come back. But if it's if it happens now, I'll just put up another live stream. It could happen. It hasn't in a while, and I'm going to be changing the hard drive. I've got a new one right here, new hard drive. But I'm scared to do it. I guess I don't, So just to install the software, because now I don't have another computer to use if it doesn't work. So I have the Windows there, so I can reinstall the operating system. It's just I don't know if I know how to do it. So yeah. Hey Jack, see you later, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's where we're kind of at. So just to let you know. There's a link. Okay, so that if you trade Deneau, you're a dumb shit. Okay, well, it's a bit harsh, but I think I kind of agree with you. I don't think trading Deneau is a good idea. I don't, not at all. George, trading for negotiation rights is the opposite of offer sheets. No risk, big reward. Bergey's second great move once Edmondson is signed long-term. Yeah, I agree. I don't like offer sheets. I don't. But you know what? If you can get something like this, he gave up a 5th-round draft pick. It's nothing. So say Edmondson doesn't want to sign here. Fine, you gave up a 5th-rounder. Oh, someone, I don't remember where. Did somebody actually made a point? Maybe it was Jeff. If Jake Allen, maybe he had a little bit to do with it, So there might be a little bit of inside info on the Habs part, knowing that Edmondson would be interested to sign here, right? Because they're friends, obviously, Allen and Edmondson, they played in St. Louis together for 4 years. So so hopefully, something like that there's a little bit inside knowing that he'll sign, and they haven't wasted the pick, which isn't a bad pick. It's only 5th rounder. And that's why I'm confident that he's going to sign. I'm confident. I don't think he'd make this move without being pretty certain that he was going to sign. MJ, looking forward to seeing you on Hands Down Hockey. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was going to ask if he contacted you about it. Well, no, I saw the post on Twitter, and I didn't understand exactly what he was doing, but he had put a bunch of, ats, like 10 of them, and I wasn't in there. And so I just I just tweeted, replied to it in a bit snarky, because I thought Hands Down Hockey, I thought he didn't like me for some reason. I don't know why. I just thought he didn't like me. So I said, I guess I'm not included, which I figured. And then he sent me right away on Twitter a message saying, no, you'd be totally wrong. And he followed me and then sent me all the info, and I did. So, yeah, I guess sort of I contacted him, I guess. Sort of, yeah, that's how it is. And I would have already been on, but my submission video was 30 minutes. Now, I figured he could cut it down, but I wasn't sure how long he was going to do. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. He tried, but he couldn't get it past 28 minutes. So I redid it, and so I missed my I was going to be 3rd. So now I don't know when it's going to be. I'm sure he'll send me a message on Twitter saying I'm up next, and he didn't do that today. And I know the one that he's putting out today is about either just came out or is about to come out. He said that on Twitter. It was coming out soon. So, and I didn't get a message, so I don't think it's me today. But I was hoping it would be me today because it would have been great timing for the live stream. You know, so people watch that, they see I have a live stream, and we'd have a lot more people in here. It would have been good. So yeah. Let's see now. I'll trade anyone at any time, depending on the return you get back. That's Jeff. Making him work, Rick. Making who work? Me? Yeah, this is my work. You can make me work. Yeah, no, I agree with you now, like more than I did before. I'm, by the way, just for if people are wondering why Jeff said that, he's a big fan of, he's an Oakland A's fan, which should tell you that he's a big fan of Moneyball. So, and Moneyball is like that, you know. It's not. There's no loyalty. You don't bank on loyalty. You bank on stats and averages and this and that and whatever that they go by, advanced stats, I guess. Excuse me. And yeah, if you can move anybody because you know, you get somebody, they're giving you that sweet spot of time for a few years. If you hang on to them longer than that, yeah, you're getting the return is. I can't get the damn word out. My God. Yeah, it's that thing I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's getting less and less as value, right? Going forward. So you got to move people all the time. I think that's basically, if I can sum up Moneyball, it's basically what it is. So yeah, I mean, you can move anybody at any time. I happen to like to keep certain people. So I'm trying to get over that, but we'll see. I'm a lot more open to trading certain guys. I got to drink something. Than I was even like a couple months ago. So I don't know if that means anything. And I'd probably say it's a lot to do with Jeff and chatting with him on Twitter and, you know, him explaining these things to me that I was definitely always one of those fans that just, you know, our players are the best and their players are the worst and that kind of thing. So, you know, you fall in love with the players and you don't want to see them traded. So it's something to get over, especially, you know, I'm doing this channel. I can't really be like that. I guess maybe some of you guys want me to be just always rah, 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 but it's not realistic. And I'm not like that. When things are good, I'm going to tell you they're good. When they're bad, I'm going to tell you they're bad. So, yeah. So, I got to get over that, you know, totally falling in love with everybody. I mean, there's guys, no, I wouldn't trade. I know that Jeff would be okay with including Romanov in a deal. I wouldn't. I know Romanov is going to be a good one. I don't want to see him wearing somebody else's sweater, jersey, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to do like another Sergachev. So I want to see him here. But other than that, you know, there's guys that I wouldn't have said that we could trade that I'm okay with now, but like Domi would have been one of them. But now I can see the value of trading him. Maybe now I think now that it's almost necessary to trade him. If they're not going to play him on the wing, it is anyway. So yeah, David, how's it going, buddy? Now we have to wait for Bergevin to make a big trade for a winger. Yeah, there's got to be a winger on the way. But you say big trade, but maybe it's a big trade for us, but like Edmondson is not. It's not really a big trade, right? So I don't expect a star name. Like if you're looking to get Taylor Hall as a UFA, that he's signaling to you the kind of guys he's going to get. You know, right now, look, he's only got, well, depending on if he moves people, he hasn't really attacked the cap. Excuse me, Jake Allen is the only one. This guy is going to go against the cap. Yes, that's true. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. He didn't send anybody away. Yeah, so he's got like I guess about $4 million right now or something. I didn't look, but to play with if he signs Edmondson to about $4.5 million. So don't look for a superstar. Don't look for a big blockbuster. But I expect somebody really good, and I imagine somebody's going to go out. So you know the cap issue thing isn't going to be a problem. blah, blah, blah. Oh, where was I? Robert Dufour. How's it going, buddy? Depreciation. That's another way to put it. It wasn't the word I was looking for, though, but that's a good way to put it. Bergevin will not trade Romanov or Danault. No, Bergevin, Danault, I'm going to be shocked, but I won't say not. But Romanov, I really do believe Romanov is not going anywhere. He did all that traveling to get the guy, blah, 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 blah. They burnt it a year on the ELC. I think he's committed to him. I don't see him being involved in a deal. And I think, look at the kind of deals he's making. He's not looking to make big moves like that. So I don't expect that. I do expect, I could see Domi, yes. Fans get tunnel vision with their own players. Yeah, I guess I had that with like blinders, sort of. When you can always find players on other teams that provide the same talent. If you just have to decide if you are rebuild mode or win now mode. And it's funny because I would be going and saying, and I'm not talking about Carey Price being traded, but I did say if you did trade Carey Price, you can get a couple of goalies. All you need is a hot goalie. You don't need the best goalie. And I'm talking like that. And that's basically what he's saying. You can find guys. If you're moving, you'll find guys, but you can't get too stuck on guys. It's not like the old days. The old days, you could have a guy here 10, 15 years. It was regular, but not anymore. Oh, I worry about putting all eggs in Suzuki and Kotkaniemi basket in 20. But they're not. You still have to know there. First of all, don't expect, I might have said this in a video, but I've changed my look on it. Don't expect maybe even Suzuki as first-line center and KK as second-line center. I don't think that's going to happen right away. I think we might actually open the season, all things normal, Danault first line, Suzuki second line, KK third line. If things go the way they hope it'll go, you might see some adjustment during the season. But I don't know about the start of the season. I expect Evans, unless they make a move, for a fourth-line center, I expect Evans. I don't see them bringing back Thompson. I kind of think Philly might re-sign him. Hey, NHL and Jackson. Hey, Jackson, both you guys. NHL's back. Jackson just got in here. Habs should take advantage of teams who need or are very close to cap. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for when I'm going to do a video about targets. I'm looking at teams that are really close to the cap that the Habs could go maybe grab a good winger from, Rugged English. But let me just say this before I talk to Rugged English. But one thing about that, if you pick up guys where now at this point where you're not moving somebody off the team, you're going to run into a problem with the cap as well. So they have to as well exchange. Now, teams that are close to the cap can't really take a player back. So this also might not do this with a team that can't take a Domi back and a Kulak because they're up against the cap. Now, I'm not sure about that with Winnipeg, how close they are, but I think Winnipeg, but if you give Domi and Kulak, it's not that much different than what Ehlers is making, so they probably could do it. But, yeah, that's something to consider. If you're going to send guys off the team to another team, it can't be a team that's close to the cap. They can't afford that. And then unless you're taking a $10 million salary and you're sending back 4 or 5, that's different. But, I mean, do we want to take on a salary as big as that? No. And I don't think they can afford it anymore if they sign him. Hey there, y'all making moves, eh? That's awesome. So curious what your roster will be on opening night. Us too. But yeah, it's looking a lot better though. You gotta admit, right? It's looking a lot better, Rugged English, right? He's going in the right direction now. He's attacking the problems that are on the team. And I say attacking, we said that when we did the podcast, me and Jeff, and I used that term for something, and he said it was the right term, and it's true. Look at the way he's doing it so quickly, and that's kind of like attacking the problems right now. Plus, he knows if everything goes well, the start of the next season is coming up real quick. You don't have a lot of time. He's not wasting time. He's getting the job done. Everybody can get adjusted, and they can get on with the next season. And I like that about what's going on right now. The start of the season lineup is definitely different from the middle of the season to the end. Usually is, yeah. You don't usually end up with the same exact team as you started with. Actually, I think it's rare that ever happens. I hope Domi would agree to be a winger. Keeping him would give the Habs a spare center. Yes, that's a good thing. I did say that. He could be insurance if they hang on to him. But he's got to want to be the winger, and he's got to want to be like excited to be it, not just, okay, I'll be the winger. We need a guy that's going to be out there and playing hard just like he does when he's at center. Who do you think is better, Suzuki or KK? I think Suzuki has a higher ceiling. That's me personally. I have a feeling Jeff is going to say the other thing. He's going to say KK. But I think for me, it's Suzuki. But I don't think KK is that far behind. So when I say that, it's not like I'm going, yeah, Suzuki's the better, KK's no good. KK's good. He's going to be really good, and they're going to be really close. But to me, it's Suzuki's a little better. Has a bit of a higher ceiling, in my opinion. So yeah, if they want to risk going for a breakout player, they could trade for Jake Virtanen, but he's a carbon copy of Drouin, in my opinion. That's what I've been seeing. I don't think so. I think Jake Virtanen could be a problem, and I think we want to go with guys that aren't reclamations, they could be. This could be the season. I don't want to see that. I really don't. I want to see a guy that you're confident that's going to give you at least a certain level, and maybe more, but that's good. But at least a certain level that's really good, and not, he could be 30 points. He could be 60 points. I don't want that. I really don't. For me personally, I don't like that. So I don't really like the Jake Virtanen idea for a trade. NHL, I certainly do. I hope, and I really feel that he will. I feel Joel Edmondson will sign. Sign Domi on a bridge deal and let the guys compete. I think you can't trade an RFA in the first year of their new contract. Can anyone confirm that rule? I can't see that being a thing. Tori Veltri, I have not seen you in here. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Do I think the Habs will make a playoff push next season? Oh, yeah. I look at the moves they're starting to make. If they can add somebody on the wing that can put some pucks in the net and improve their offense, they've improved the goaltending duo. They've improved their defense if they sign Edmondson, and they just need to get a little bit more scoring. And I think this is a team that makes the playoffs. So, yeah, I think they definitely will. What do you think? Do you think they will or they won't? I'm Nub Newbie. They need to draft and develop their own players to build a winner. Signing free agents are mistakes because mostly are overpaid and too long in term. Okay, but this is why the trades are good. Excuse me. Now I get it. Edmondson is a UFA, but signing UFAs is fine. It depends on the UFA you're signing, right? That's why he's not going after that top end guy where you're going to have to overpay or pay a lot and sign to long term, and it could backfire. He's not doing those moves. So I think now he's looking for a winger he can get that has a couple of years term, that's not making a ton of money but has a lot of potential, but is already producing. And he's not one of those guys that you're saying, well, he could have a good year next year, but maybe one of those guys that you're saying, if he's in the right position on the right team, he's going to be awesome. And that's why I kind of go at a guy like Killorn, because I know Killorn is sitting behind a lot of talent on Tampa Bay. And I think you bring him here and he opens up his game and you're looking at a 60, 70 pointer possibly there. I think so. He's already producing 40, 50 points with, not being one of the top guys there. So that's my opinion. That's why he's one of the targets. So, and I like Ehlers. I think Ehlers is a good target as well because he brings that that chemistry with Drouin that we already seen before in junior that I don't see why it couldn't reignite, Anyway, listen, I had scrolled up. I'm going to scroll back down. So I'm going to have to say again, if I missed a question and you really want me to answer it, you got to take a super chat. That's going to highlight it in colors, I don't know what colors. And you can type your question in there. I will definitely see that. So I'm scrolling down now because I don't want to be too far behind. This offseason, Bergevin is not joking around or taking big chances and wants to make a young, successful team. Yes, he sees an opportunity in a lot of different ways that he's kind of worked towards having. And I think now he's going to start pulling the trigger, and we're going to see something we haven't seen in a long time here in Montreal. And that is a winner. I think he's building a winner, but we're going to find out. We don't know till it happens. Still lacks size up front, but maybe that's what he's going after now, is a little bit of scoring up front that has size to it. You know, like a guy like Kevin Hayes, but could score a little bit more, you know, put a more. That's why I like Alex Killorn. Although he's not a huge guy, but I like him, and he plays hard. Domi Mete and a mid-range first is nowhere near enough for Line A. Nope, not talking about Line A anymore, because Line A is going to cost a lot of money. I'd love to have Line A here. I would absolutely love to. I think, though, it upsets the apple cart a little too much here if you bring him in, personally. And I think they're going to go for somebody who is not Line A, like Ehlers. If you're going Winnipeg, it's going to be Nicholas Ehlers, however you want to pronounce it, who has really good chemistry with Drouin, who puts up 60 points basically now, pretty much on the average. He puts up the 60 points. He can come here and maybe put up that 70 and 75 points. That's the kind of guy you're looking at. He's signed for 4 years. It's money you can handle. I think that's the kind of guy you go after. Bergevin has a similar plan as Joe Sakic. Both were made fun of, but both have a plan, and they are staying with their plan. And look how Sakic and Bergevin plan. It's been great. And you know what? That's a very good point, because I've read this before, and I think you're right there. Is something that these are, Bergevin, and I guess Sakic is as well, they know what they want to do. And, you know, when you have a plan and you have a vision, if you start adjusting all the time, you sometimes really take yourself too far away from your original vision. And if you believe in yourself and you believe in what you know and what you think you can do, then you stick to it. And it really looks like he's got this plan that he's sticking to. The Q is having training camps now. Halifax and Cape Breton have played each other a couple of times. Well, that's pretty cool. I listen, cross fingers that everything stays good. But I mean, I know it's not very prevalent down there. So, Adam, how's it going, buddy? Domi Mete first and Juleson. Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying that, listen, if Winnipeg says, no, we don't want Mete, we like the deal, we like everything else, we don't want Mete, we want Kulak. So, I mean, are you going to say no? I wouldn't. I would say, okay, we'll give you Kulak, throw in throw in a third round pick. Something like that. You know, that's what negotiations are. So, you know, I kind of think Mete's still going to be here. It's just one of those gut feelings. I feel Mete's going to stay here and Kulak's going to go. Jesse Puljujarvi from Edmonton, after I started, it would be my target. I have Puljujarvi as a target with Juhar Khaira in return for Max Domi. Edmonton would also give a conditional second-round pick, according to Jesse Performance. Yeah, listen, Gui, that's is it Guy or Gui? I guess it's Guy, spelt funnily, spelt in a funny way. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, Puljujarvi's been on my radar for a little while now. I've talked about him a couple of times. Tori, who do you think the Habs should try to get, trade or free agent? Well, Alex Killorn, I've been talking about for a little while. Nicholas Ehlers. And considering I'm doing a video about it, I don't know if I want to give you everybody on my list. My list isn't big yet, so I can't really say more than that. I've talked about these other guys already. So, you know, it's guys like that. I'd like to see them pick up somebody with at least a couple of years term left on a contract at a decent amount, and that has really good potential, but has already been showing that they can score. They just need the right opportunity to take the next step up. And I don't know that Jake Virtanen is that guy, but I feel that Alex Killorn is. So, you know, he's a guy that gets in the 20s. He gets you 40 to 50 points every season, but he's playing like really behind some very good offense that I think if you let him here, in your top 6, I think he goes up 20 points possibly a season or more, you know? And Puljujärvi, listen, it's unknown. He was struggling for offense here, went to Finland doing fantastic. He could come back here and just do that. Fantastic. It's unknown. So, yeah, I think a deal for him might be a good idea. Did I answer who would I think they try to get? Yeah, 2 guys. I kind of, when you say free agent, I'd rather not go that route personally. I'd like to see them make a trade. So somebody who's already signed for a decent amount of money, but not an exorbitant amount of money. KK has the higher floor. Suzuki has the higher ceiling. Well said, Jeff. Very well said. I remember now that you've said it before. And at least I got the Suzuki has the higher ceiling part right. Yay for me. Yeah. Guy, if Bergevin really trade Deneau, would you sign Mikko Koivu? No. Too old at this point. I don't think we need to go back to having old players like Koivu. Nothing against Koivu. By the way, listen, I just realized I had been scrolled up. I scrolled right back down. I missed a lot. So sorry, guys. If you see I haven't read anything that you said, that's what the super chats are for. Got to remind you. And then you could possibly get those skates that I showed you earlier that I can show you now. See the skates there? Bauer Supreme. Size 7.5. Practically brand new without even a crease on the ankle. So they weren't worn for more than a few times, but really nice pair of skates. Super chat gets you entered. Where am I? Will you buy out Osner or hide him in Laval? Hide him in Laval because that's the way it works out cheapest for Montreal. And I don't mean just that Molson doesn't have to pay out. It works out better for them against the cap now with his 2 remaining years to stay in Laval. Bergevin not going to get rid of his young players that fast because young players is part of his plan. Well, okay, but Kulak is right. Okay, you're agreeing with me. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's a youth movement. It's a bit of a youth movement what they're going through, and I see that. I kind of agree with that, which is also why I said they're talking about that. I forget who the older player was. No, they're not going in a direction where they're getting old players. Say Randy, kind of like Domi or Gallagher. Randy who? Rugged English, I'm sorry. I'm lost in what you just said there. I really apologize. Could be because I missed one of your comments. If that's the case, just put it again. I missed it because I scrolled down and I missed a bunch of things. Because if I stay up there scrolled, I'll get to it, but then I miss everything on the bottom as well. So, that's what super chats are for, to get my attention. I think we have a 2-year window. Then you can rest the window with the younger guys like Suzuki and KK. We got a 2-year window to win with Price and Weber, I think is what you're talking about. Yes, I think right now with Suzuki and KK showing that they might be ready to make a bit of a push, Suzuki for sure looking like that. I think if they really want Price to get a Stanley Cup and Weber to get a cup here, I think they need to accelerate their plans and try to get to that cup final as soon as possible. I think that's basically what Jeff is saying. Maybe not, maybe. How about playing Mete as wing on the 4th line? Keeps him in lineup and ready for D in case of injury. No, I'd rather have a real winger up there than Mete. I like Mete on defense. He's got good wheels. He's a little small. He has a little trouble in front of the net to contain guys and along the boards with his strength and his size. So that's a problem, which is one of the reasons why I think they got Edmondson, containing guys around behind the net and in front of the net, getting it clear and protecting Price. I think that's one of the reasons why. So you could say that makes a good argument for shipping Mete somewhere, and maybe it does, but I have this gut thing that says Mete's not going and Kulak is. But I kind of would rather it be the other way around. I think Kulak legitimately can be maybe a top 4. I don't think Mete is going to be a top 4, mainly because of his size and his lack of ability to play above that size. Like where I don't think Romanov's going to have that problem. He's only 5'11", which is close, and Suzuki's 5'11", and Suzuki's not going to have that problem because Suzuki's got some good weight behind him as well. He's 200 pounds. Suzuki's not a small guy. Like he probably is strong as hell. Muscles heavier than fat. So, but he's strong. 200 pounds. He must be strong. So, and Romanov he plays so big compared to his size. So I'm not worried, and I'm not even sure at this point what I was even talking about. I got sidetracked in my mind, and I don't know where I was going with that. So I apologize if it didn't make any sense. Heading to Guatemala. Morgan. Hey, Morgan. Sorry I didn't get back to you yet. I've just been really strongly busy. I was going to get back to you well before the podcast, so don't worry about that. Heading to Guatemala next week for the winter. Oh, can we still podcast when you're in Guatemala? Or let me know because I'm trying to make some plans actually going forward here. So let me know. I'm looking at what kind of equipment I'm going to need to start podcasting without that website for improve the sound and the quality of the actual podcast. So I'm trying to work on that. I was doing that all day today. And every time I thought, oh, well, go answer Morgan, and you got comments to answer. And I got to none of it. I didn't answer the comments or I didn't answer you. So apologize for that, buddy. I see what you're saying to Jeff, and I got to tell you, I don't agree with you there either. I don't think he's a liability. I don't think they're having cap space right now. If cap space is an issue, it's not an issue yet. So no, I don't think I agree with you on that. I have to say, I think trading price not going to be a good thing. As much as I said in my video that you could do it, I didn't say that they should do it. I said it's an option. They could do this. But I don't think they're at that point where they need to really save cap space that much where they're going to go trade price. Sorry, you skipped ahead. Somebody named Randy said something about Habs needing a rugged winger with scoring punch. So I thought I'd mention 2 guys you already got who fits the description. Yeah, well, you're talking probably what, Armia? I don't think when you're saying rugged, I doubt you're kind of saying Drouin. I kind of doubt it's Drouin. But let me know who I think that one is Armia. I think Lekkonen's pretty rugged, but he needs to learn how to score and pull that trigger a little bit more. I love the playoff goal against Flyers with Suzuki flip the puck in the air. Okay, that went past Guy. Mete will be good bait for Seattle, but sadly, I think Evans will go. Yeah, I think Mete, if they keep him, that's why they're keeping him. Have fun in the sun, Morgan. Yeah, in Guatemala. You're going to miss the winter, you're lucky. Price will be the franchise goalie for the Kraken. Well, but if Price has a no trade clause and no movement clause, he has to okay that. You can't expose him without his permission. He was a below average NHL goalie this season, but you can't say that about the playoffs. So I don't think that's fair to say. I think he's going to be a much more rested goalie now that we have Allen. So no, I really disagree with you on Price. As much as I do agree that it can be done and you can still win, and I don't take that back, but I don't see them change. I don't see them trading Price. I really don't. Yeah, with Guy is saying with a no movement clause, Price cannot be exposed to Seattle unless he specifically wants to go there. And then he could say, yeah, you can expose me. That's the only way. Oh my God, it's going by fast. It's a hot take. It's a hot take hockey raid. Hey, buddies, everybody. Hot take hockey raid. Thanks for coming in. It's funny. I had a feeling. I missed it the last time. I don't know what to do. What do you do at a hot take hockey raid? Wow. How many? Wow. We're up to 48 people in the room. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in and raiding. I appreciate that. Ryan McDonald said he hacked me. So I don't know if that's what that means. I know what a raid is now. I just don't know what to do. So awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. And John, I don't know if you're there, but John, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I'll go thank him after in his video. I think John is actually streaming right now. He's streaming the game. So I tell John that I love him back. John is a great guy. He really is. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, but he's come and supported my channel. So look, he's just supported me amazingly. And he's a great guy. So yeah, you guys tell him I say I love him back and thank you so much. And I'm gonna go do the same when I get out of here. I can't do the multitasking like that. That's not happening. I can't do that. So remember, I'm an old guy. I'm not tech savvy. But yeah, I really appreciate that. That's really cool. That's really cool that they did that. It's really cool. Rylan, I know you're joking. Don't worry, buddy. You too. Have a great day, and thanks for coming in and doing this. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Is he in? Is John in here? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But John's not. No, I'm gonna go do that on his channel. When I'm out, I'll go to his and thank him. That's cool. It's the first time I saw a raid. Is that what I missed last week? Damn it. Hey, John, how's it going, buddy? Thank you so much. Thank you. Respect back, buddy. Respect. I appreciate that. You're a great guy. I really do appreciate that. And you really are a great guy. And keep that up. Keep that up. Surprising from someone as young as you are. But no, you're a great dude. Thanks for the support. And I'm sure other channels appreciate it as well. And can't thank you enough, really. I'm at a loss for words. And this from a guy who does 25-minute videos like regularly. When I plan to do a 15-minute video, I end up a half an hour. So, and I'm at a loss for words of what to say, but I really appreciate this. I really do. Wow, 38 thumbs up. I don't think I've ever had 38 thumbs up before. So yeah, and how do you do that when aren't you live streaming as well? I could not do that. I don't know. I can't do the multitasking to go and to somebody else's channel while I'm live streaming. So yeah, thanks. It's awesome of you guys. I really appreciate that. I can't even try to read the names. They were going by so fast. Nobody I recognize. Awesome. So John, there was something I wanted to ask you. Well, mostly I wanted to thank you for the last time that I missed. Apparently I missed you like by a minute or two on my last stream. And I've been so busy myself to go into your live streams. And yeah, so I apologize for that. But, I wish I had the stamina and the energy you younger guys do to do more videos every day. But I got to tell you, I don't. I do what I can. And some days it's a challenge to get a couple of videos out. So thank you so much. Well, we're at 48. We're at 48. That's pretty much accomplished. I really appreciate that. That's definitely my highest amount of thumbs up. I'm so excited. I got a drink now. Awesome. Hey, Leafs Forever. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate that. I love the Leafs fans. I just, I'm a Habs guy. Like you don't like the Habs, I don't like the Leafs, but love the fans and thanks I appreciate that, especially from a Leafs fan. That means a lot, actually. 51 likes, and then I get a knock. That's some kind of message. Don't know. I think I missed a phone. Imagine I missed a phone call, never heard it. Okay. Yeah, we're at 52, buddy. I really appreciate that. So I don't even know what to talk about while you guys are rolling through here. It's crazy how fast it was rolling. We were talking about obviously the trade for Edmondson. What do you guys think? Anybody got from the Maple Leafs fans? What do you guys think of the deal that Montreal made today? I know it's not real; it's a deal, but I mean we haven't signed him or anything. But I do believe they will try. They will sign him. Next Hab moves. Well, it's got to be a scorer. We got to get somebody, a winger up front. I'd like to see them try to get Nikolai Ehlers or Alex Killorn from Tampa. Tampa's right up against the cap. Killorn is signed for, I think, 3 or 4 seasons at 4.35, something like that. Something that can be is easy to handle. I'm losing my words. And those are the 2 main guys I would like to see him get one of those guys. You got any ideas? What do you think is going to which way do you think they're going to go? You guys in there, you Leafs fans, where do you think Montreal's going to get a scoring winger? And I'm curious, since I got so many Leafs fans in here, you guys, what direction you think they're going to go for you guys for a goalie? You think they're going to move Anderson, or like what do you guys think? Sign one of like the Braden Holtby or something like that? I'm curious from the Leafs fans what they think about that. The rumor about them looking for a goalie to replace Anderson. You think they'd take Askarov in the draft if they could get him, if he's still there? Oh God, it's going too fast. I can't really lock on it. I like Edmondson personally. I feel like if he signs, it probably means Sherratt is out of town. No, I don't think it's Sherratt. I think it's Kulak or Mete. One of those 2 guys are going. No, I don't think it's going to be Sherratt. I think this gives you a much more dominant defense that protect Carey Price a little bit better. That's been a big problem here, where they're a little bit soft right around the net, especially when it's tight in around the crease. I think this is the reason they got this guy. One of the main reasons is to keep that net clear, keep Price being able to see everything. And no, I think if you move Sherratt, it's kind of, you're still where you were. And no, I don't think so. Sherratt's only making 3.5 and is better than Edmondson. I respectfully disagree. Yeah, that's it. He's not making a lot. And I have him higher on the list, the depth chart. I would have Sherratt on the left side, Sherratt, Edmondson, and then Romanov. Until Romanov starts playing, then we see. And I think Romanov's going to go ahead of Edmondson. But I think they brought him in. He brought him in for the size. He's got experience. He's won a Stanley Cup. He's been on a Stanley Cup champion. That's great experience. I think he knows he can re-sign him. And I just think it's a good move. Doesn't break the bank. I don't think he's going to make any of these moves that are going to break the bank. Like Taylor Hall coming here, no. I don't see that happening. He's not going to be that scoring winger you're bringing in. He's going to make a trade. That's what I personally believe. Toronto should go for Fleury. Our Fleury, you mean? No. You like Carey Price? Yes, I do like Carey Price. Yeah, we were just talking about, it's funny because we were just talking about that with one of the guys that were in here already, Morgan. He wants us to trade Carey Price, and we were talking about, I think, you'd save a lot of cap space, but you'd have to replace him. So, you're going to eat some of that up. I just think it's a bad move. Teams built to have Carey Price behind there. And I think it changes your kind of, the way you're playing. It changes your team dynamic. And I don't, besides, you know what? If he's rested, they brought in Allen. Allen's going to play probably most of the back-to-back games, and there's going to be a lot this season coming up. So I think he's going to be rested. We saw what he can do in the playoffs when he's rested. I think that's the reason. So, no, I love Carey Price, and I think he's staying. How can you blame Anderson playing behind the defense? No, exactly. But it seems that's the rumors out there. Everyone's talking about Anderson. So that's why I asked what they thought. By the way, just to say to anybody, if you want me to see a comment, because it's going pretty fast, you got to take a super chat. I will definitely see that. And that helps to support the channel. And we're all happy. But if I miss anything, you can retype it, but it's going by really fast. So if you really want me to see something, you got to take a super chat. I'll definitely see that. Okay. Which Canadian team will explode in the free agent market this coming off season? Oh, Canadian team, eh? Oh, I don't know that any of them will really explode. Like when you say explode, you're talking about like a lot or just a top name free agent. I'm like money wise or just like getting 2 or 3 guys on the free agent market. I'm not sure. I don't think there's going to be a ton of free agent signings in with the Canadian teams each. Is what like I kind of think. Toronto's problem is now they move all their defensive forwards: Connor Brown, Nazem Kadri, Komarov, Matt Martin, and the list goes on. Yeah, and a lot of that toughness. They don't have that toughness in the defensive forwards either. That you're noticing with Kadri being gone and the job he did in with Colorado. I'm going to be honest, if we win the Stanley Cup this upcoming year, that Allen trade is going to be key with Price getting some rest in the playoffs. I think that Allen trade was great. Well, I had said in an earlier video, Allen was a target for me that I thought that would be a great move for Montreal to make. Like his salary is a little high, but I mean, it's only 1 year. If you re-sign him, he's not making the same money. He's going to make less. Early December, yeah, December 1st, actually. A training camp's supposed to open up. This is all tentative. November 17th, with the hopes of December 1st start to the season. So we'll see how that all goes. So far, everything's going pretty good as far as sports and the players staying safe. But that's in a bubble. Next season, it wouldn't be in a bubble. I think we'll have more regional divisions. They'll have to realign for one season. Have 3 regional divisions in the U.S. and 1 in Canada. So all the Canadian teams, and it'll be different, it'll be really different, I think, next season. Okay, who's spamming? If Carey Price want more money, Carey Price stay to Montreal. Who's spamming? I don't see anybody spamming. Okay, I don't see it. Okay, I'm going to have to scroll back down. I think Calgary might try to sign some people. Yeah, I don't see an explosion in the amount of free agents, but maybe Calgary. I know Calgary is definitely going to do something to change up. But I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think it's going to be a huge change. A piece or two. And I think for maybe even every Canadian team, I can see that, but I don't see any Canadian team doing like this splurge of free agents. I don't see it. So I got to say none. I want Drew S. Suzuki Mantha as the Habs first line. That line would tear it up. I want Mantha, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean that's what I said. I've got that. If you're getting Mantha, yeah, first line with Suzuki and Drouin. Or whoever on the other wing. It depends on who's still here. But I like Suzuki playing with Mantha. And I like Mantha in a Habs uniform would be great. Hyman is the last man there with any sandpaper. You're talking about in Toronto. Yeah, well, what about Kyle Clifford? I thought he was a tough guy. And Jake Muzzin. Isn't Jake Muzzin a bit on the tough side? From what I understand, those should be guys that have some sandpaper. That's why the Leafs should be trying to acquire Domi. I don't see that as, first of all, I don't see the two teams dealing any kind of a major move. I could see maybe, bottom 6 guys or, minor league guys, but I don't see the Leafs in Montreal trading for somebody of that quality, honestly. So I want to see Domi traded to the Oilers. Domi versus Kachuk would be great rivalry. Yeah, can you imagine with their tempers? That would be something. As if John, if you're still in here, as like Jeff just wrote, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I know Jeff does too. Jeff's like he's my biggest supporter, and we've become friends. So I know he really appreciates it. But he works just as hard on my channel sometimes I think as hard as I do. No, I work a little harder at it, but he thinks about it a lot, I think. Ernest Chan, all teams will begin opening rosters in October. Do you mean free agency? That's going to start October 9th, unless the playoffs finish a little earlier, because it's October 9th or 7 days after the end of the finals. So it could be a little bit earlier, but yeah. And the draft is on the 6th and 7th. And if anybody's wondering, it's a Tuesday, but they're doing it at night. So it's a 7 p.m. start, apparently, the draft. So that's, if you're wondering. If you get Mantha, Deneau will be in the trade. First of all, Mantha's a winger. Oh, you're just saying that Yzerman's going to want Deneau back. Yeah, I guess possibly. But you see, it does beg the question, is that worth it? If you have to give up Deneau, I'd have to think about that, because that really changes your team and maybe some of the direction, because with Deneau, you're still one of the top 5-on-5 clubs, puck possession. You have a top 5 5-on-5 line. It changes a lot of your direction and what the team looks like. So, yeah. Clifford is there, but he's on the 4th line and can't skate. Okay. Muzzin is meh on toughness and isn't a forward. No, he's defense. That's true, but I thought he was tough. I would love to see Domi in Toronto. You think, Jeff, that they'd make a trade with Toronto? Domi would be able to play on the top lines and add aggressiveness, and would be able to keep up with the skating speed. So that would mean what? Kerfoot would move down to 3rd line, because isn't Kerfoot the 2nd line center? Or I'm wrong, and Kerfoot's already 1st line, 3rd line. I don't know. Who's 1st line center anyways? I know Matthews is a winger. Who's centering 1st line there? Tavares, I guess. Is Tavares a center? Yeah, Tavares is a center. Yeah, that's true. Is Hot Take still here? I don't know if Hot Take is still here. John, if you're here, Heidi is asking for you. Domi would be able to play. I think I read that. It went away. Domi to the Rangers for 1st overall. Huh. Well, if only. I could say if only that would be something. Like, right? Jeff's agreeing with me. If only. You talked about an enforcer, and I remember my favorite. Excuse me. I can't yawn when I'm on camera. My favorite current NHL player, but I forgot his name. I was thinking about Curtis McDermott. Curtis McDermott. I don't think I've ever heard of this person. How much will you sign Deneau for? Well, I said it earlier. I think Deneau will probably get 5.5. I mean, I'd start out 5 and see if I can get him. But I figure between 5 and 6 anyway. But I would think 5 to 5.5. Matthews is the center. Matthews is the center. I thought Tavares. Matthews is the center. Really? Oh, okay. I'm surprised by that. Does that show you how little I know about your team? Sorry about that. But it's the same for pretty much all the other NHL teams. I'm catching up now though. But I've been a little rusty on the NHL, but I'm getting better. I'm catching up and feeling a lot more comfortable talking about other players and other teams than I was, like, just say 5 months ago. So let me see, where was I? That's the downside, Rick. Domi would be having to play on the wing if he will leave. You see, so if he can play in Toronto on the wing, he can play here in Montreal on the wing, and then there's no need to deal him. But he has to really want to. If he's doing it half-assedly, it's not going to work. Habs, like Blues players, they are aiming for Tarasenko next. No. Tarasenko, I wouldn't go there until we know about his injury. His shoulder. He's out with the shoulder. They're even talking that the Blues might be hoping Tarasenko can be put on the long-term injury list for the whole season, so that they can save the $7 million, whatever his salary is, against the cap. So they'd have the money to sign Peter Angelo and Vince Dunn and whatever else they wanted to do. How much money does Edmondson get? $2 to $3 million? Well, he made $3 million this past season. I got to figure around 4. He's 27. I don't think he's on the downswing yet that he's going to start taking less. So I think he's still getting raises. I think around 4. I was saying in the video, though, 4.5 to 5.5, because I was reading I guess it's from Rangers fans or Rangers, whatever, and they were talking about this, and they were thinking that it would be 4.5 to maybe 4.9 million. So I figured if he's coming to Montreal, he's going to make more, because to pay taxes and the difference in the dollar, although they pay in US dollars, but for the taxes and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't think it'll be for just 2 to 3 million. I think that's a little less than he'll make. I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens to me. You know, I do a live stream, and that's why they're an hour and a half, because by the time I'm an hour and a half in, I'm getting tired. It's because I'm old. I mean, that's just the way it is. What are you going to do? I'm going to go. Don't worry. I'm going the hour and a half. We'll see from there. I can't guarantee after that. I do that trade for Mantha. Just have to keep Domi to play second line center. Well, that's for sure. You would be not including Domi in that deal because you want to keep him for the center. You don't want to end up making a deal where right now we're actually deep at center. You don't want to make a deal where it puts you back to where you're not, because this is something we've been striving for a long time. So, yeah. Nigger, I'm not that stupid. Good point. You shouldn't just stay and be the alternate center when the ref waves one out or there's an injury. How many teams are shallow? Jeff, I don't know if you want to learn how to put somebody on a timeout, but I just did. Nick Gerd, thank you for that nice, stupid comment. How many teams are shallow enough at center to need Domi higher than third line anyways? Well, Winnipeg. Winnipeg's looking for a second line center, and I think Domi would fit the bill. I think if anyone, the Habs should sign Hoffman. It will definitely help out the power play. Yeah, Hoffman's a good option, but he's going to want a lot of money, and I don't know what term. Remember, it's a UFA. This is why I'm not big on the UFA stuff, because you might have to sign for more longer term than you want and a little more money than you want. But when you're trading, you get a guy, he's got a contract already. You don't have to go through all that. Winnipeg needs a Domi to play with Line A, which is right. And listen, I know I did a video about Line A. I know all that. And it's nice to think about what it would take to get him. But the honest to God truth is, I don't see Line A going anywhere. I really just don't see Line A going anywhere. Winnipeg would be dumb to get rid of him, if you ask me. But they should get him a center. I'm not newbie. You're saying I'm definitely not old? Well, listen, age is an individual thing. If I feel I'm old at my age, then maybe I am. No, listen, I know I'm not old, but I like to use it as an excuse. Why not? Buffalo and Rangers probably need a second. No, that went away. Second line center. Yeah, you're right there. What did I say? Go Habs, go. What did I say? Don't say Nicker. LOL. No, you're not allowed saying that. What's that? Yeah, okay, I guess I'm not dumb enough for that. Well, because it was the comment. I was saying I'm not that dumb. But I did say his name, but I did pronounce it. So I will not do that again, and he's gone anyway. So Domi for New York Rangers first is more than I'm capable of dreaming for. George, that is a dream. It's never going to be a reality. That's for sure. Habs hockey. Deneau is still first line and Suzuki second. KK third. Yeah, well, I was just saying that earlier, Jeff. I think so too. As much as I want to see it start out with Suzuki as first line, but you know what? The smart money is you put Danault to start the season as first line, and let Suzuki play his way into the first line center and KK into the second line center before you drop Danault back, before you drop him down to third. Would Toronto still sign Tavares at this point or peak? I wonder. At this deal, no. I would think not at the money they gave him or at all. But out of any UFAs, I would want. Before I read that, that's a good point about when you sign UFAs. This is a big problem. A lot of times when you sign a UFA to a contract anywhere approaching what Tavares got, you end up regretting that in some way within a couple of seasons. That's just the way it seems to work most of the time. But out of any UFAs, I would want Hoffman for a right deal. Thinking his price will go down because of the flat cap, and many teams don't have the cap. I was thinking the same thing too, but what I'm reading, sorry, I'm out of the picture, but what I've been reading and stuff, it doesn't seem like these guys are going to ask for much less. But we'll know when free agency hits. We'll know a lot better, obviously. And I would hope it'd go down. But I mean, Hoffman apparently is looking for, I've heard anywhere between 6.5 to 8 million. I've heard different numbers like that in that range, and I don't know if I want to be paying him that kind of money, really. So we'll have to see. I think he's a guy that could be useful here, but not for 7 million. Winnipeg needs to do Laine and Ehlers on a line. Okay, but they're both wingers, so I don't know if that is the problem there with Laine is he needs a legitimate number 2 center, not somebody that can fill the void. Daddy and Toffoli are my top free agent targets. Well, I imagine Daddy is Dadonov because I already know you, and I know it's Dadonov. And Toffoli, I've got Toffoli on my list. I hadn't gotten around to a Dadonov, but I really want to make it trade targets. So I'm not sure that Toffoli's going to stay on my list unless I do one for each. So, but yeah, both those guys would be on my list. I had just really started it, and then I think I was working on that when the Hockey Guys mock draft video came out. So I wanted to see what he picked. So I watched that, and then the trade happened, and I had to do that, and then had to do all my stuff to get ready for this live stream. Big year for buyouts this offseason. Yes, but don't expect Alzner to be bought out because check the numbers. Check the numbers on the buyout for Alzner. Doesn't pay for them to buy him out. It doesn't. They do better overall if they leave him in the minors. They do good one season because, remember, he's got 2, I believe, left. If they buy him out, that means they're paying 4 seasons of whatever they agree to. And, I think they do better overall. In the 2 seasons, they save cap space. They do good, I think, in the first season right away, and then it gets bad where you don't really want them to be like. There's one season where it's a lot of money against the cap. It's not worth it. And I added it all up and all that kind of stuff, and it comes out that bury him is better. You get a little bit of a cap break, and when you take all that into consideration, you do your best that way. I think I talked about it in a video, but this would be probably a couple months ago. Before the return to play, so it was before early July. I did a video about that. I could see Edmondson and Romanov on our third pairing. Excuse me. No, because they're both left side defensemen, so I don't. I see it really Sherratt, Edmondson, Romanov, with Romanov possibly playing his way up during the season, but I don't think it would be a bad thing at all for Alex Romanov to play third pairing defense probably the whole first season if it comes to that. I think that would be okay. I wouldn't be upset with it. I think he'll still do big things and make some big hits on third pairing defense. But that's how I see it for now. And then next season, I think there's an adjustment to be made. What do I think of Martin? Martin from the from the Islanders, Matt Martin. I'm not sure what kind of scoring. I was going to look at Matt Martin because of something I think on the game. Was it today? No, it wouldn't be today to look at the game. Last night was last night was the game. So it was something that someone said about Montreal, that Montreal would be a good fit for Martin. So I said, okay, mental note, and I'm going to put him in this video. So, but I haven't gotten around to him yet. So sorry. But yeah, I think Martin would be a good something to look at. I could see Edmondson and Romanov on our third pairing. That's what I just said. What do I think of Martin? I don't know enough about him to say anything. I don't know enough about him at all to say anything. I'm trying to see where I left off. It scrolled. Oh, there it is. In 2013 playoffs, watched hockey. Montreal Canadiens take on Boston Bruins, and Montreal best team, Boston Bruins. Montreal is way better than Bruins. I mean, maybe not currently at the moment, but Montreal is a much better team to love than Boston. George, Tavares took the opposite of a hometown discount. Shit, tell me about it. And he is the first free agent to not use Montreal to get a big payday. This is true. And it's a funny thing that you say that, because I remember probably for the 2 seasons leading up to that, when I was talking, my buddy in BC, Pat, we talk a lot of hockey. And we were talking Tavares and hoping Montreal would go out and try to trade for him, or that he would sign here. Like the second year we're talking about it. So we were really hoping to get him here in Montreal. But I think he may be a little bit soft. So I don't know if that's the guy you want to be your captain and all that kind of stuff. I think teams owned drafted players should be less money versus cap. 2/3 of salary on cap, but full hit if player is traded. Oh, yes, like the NBA system. That's what Jeff is saying. I never heard of that. But, hey, if anything makes it a little easier, the cap system can be really tough, and you got to get rid of guys that you don't really want to get rid of before you got to get rid of them before you wanted to. Excuse me. So, yeah, I don't really like it. So if anything that can improve it, I'd be interested in that. I'd shop Byron, Lehkonen, and Mete. Lehkonen, no, I would not. Honestly, I wouldn't. But I have a feeling I could see Byron being included in a deal. I could. He's getting a little older. He's making 3.4. He's not, up to now, contributing maybe enough for 3.4, although he gets in the 40s if he's playing and he's not injured. But I have a feeling he could be included in a trade. I really do. We could try to trade for a Tom Wilson type from Washington. You know what? Wilson, not bad. I would have said, I probably would have said no to that. I want to say probably at the beginning of the season even. But you know what? Tom Wilson, sorry, I'm having a mint because my mouth is really dry. Tom Wilson's a good hockey player as well. If he could just stop doing the dumb things he does and just be a physical guy, but not like a dumb physical guy sometimes, yeah, he's a good player. Where was I? Wait, I can't even find where I am. Oh, there it is. It's funny. I just had taken a mint, and the comment I'm about to read is, "But I'll miss the mint team of Mete and KK." That's funny. Defensive pairings: Sherratt, Weber, Edmondson, Petrie, and Romanov Fleury. That's how I think it'll be to start with. But we'll see. We'll have to see how camp goes and all that. Besides, we don't know what other moves are coming. My question is Edmondson even a top 4D? Well, I mean, I don't think he'd be a top 4D on every team, but I think he could be a top 4D on some teams, and Montreal is going to be, I hope, going to be one. I don't think you're going to side him. I don't think they made this move to get him to play third pairing. I really don't. I think it'll be second. I think Canadian teams should get a higher cap to offset the advantages of the U.S. tax and dollars. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. That would be nice. I'd rather Wheel and Hudon than Byron. Byron was good when he was generating breakaways, but it hasn't been happening for over a year. But he was injured, and when he came back, he looked really good in probably 4 or 5 games there at the end. He looked really good. So no, I don't really want to agree with that. TJ Oshie is who we need from the Caps. That's the one I forgot about. I want to write that down. Thanks there, Jeff. He's not a UFA, right? It's a trade. You know how long he signed for? He signed for a few years, I think, right? Imagine if Edmondson said no to an extension. Well, I mean, he can. He's a UFA. He doesn't have to sign. I believe he will. Only in that I really don't think Bergevin's the type to just throw away 5th-round draft choices. So if he gave a draft choice, then he thinks he's going to sign. I really think that. Do I think Bergevin's going to make a big trade for a scoring winger? Yeah, I think they've got to bring in a scoring winger. I think if he's done these 2 things, it's almost wasted if you don't try to fix the upfront problem and that is bringing in a winger that can score. I mean, there's no doubt about that they need that. Our team needs a few more players who can consistently put up 20 goals. That's it, honestly. Gambling on young guys that are consistent at goals in the 15 to 20 range, becoming that 30 to 40. I think that limits you. I mean, it limits you because not everybody, even though they're consistently putting out 20 points or 20 goals, it still kind of limits you because, I don't know. I just see it that way. What's the most they should pay for what? For Edmondson? Geez, what's the most they should pay? Well, he's a stay-at-home defensive defenseman. So he's not putting up the sexy points that some of these guys do. He's not going to get a ton of points. I like to think somewhere right around $4 million mark. So yeah. Where was I? Oh shit, where was I? Wow, I think everything scrolled past. I don't recognize any of these. I think they signed Edmondson to a 1 year, to let Romanov 1 year to get into the top 4. That's a possibility. I think they signed him more term than that, but I mean, that's a possibility that's what they do. And that's not so bad. There's talk of that on Twitter that it's only for 1 year. Do you think we'll move up in the draft? No. They need to fix their power play. Yes. Hopefully the guy that they bring in for a front winger, that would be somebody that's proven to get power play points. Byron was hurt and did not look good, but he's healthy. He's ready now. Hang on a second. I got to read this right. He's really that much better than Hudon and Wheel? Yes. They both skate just as well as Byron. Hudon has paid his dues, but he can't pull the trigger in the NHL. Byron can. Byron can get you 20 goals. I don't know that Hudon can. He did it once. It was really close. I don't know. He's not being able to pull the trigger here. Wheel, he's not going to get you a ton of points. He's a fourth liner. Byron can play the fourth line and play it well, but he can also play third line, second line, and first line if needed. Byron and Lecky are players you need on a fourth line, but can be plugged anywhere, anytime because of injuries. Championship teams will have players like them. I agree, but I think I have this feeling about Byron moving, but I agree. These are guys, you need guys that you can plug in any hole. Byron's that guy, you can plug him in anywhere, a game or two, and he's going to do well. He won't hurt you. I think Lecky is the same way. Lecky just needs to learn how to pull the trigger a little more if he can. If not, Lecky is a kind of guy, boy, you're not going to do well if you take him. Like, if you take him away, it's a huge blow to the defensive side of the game. Smart player, too. I was thinking $4 million, too. Just wanted your thoughts. You got to remind me who now. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. It just keeps rolling past. I can't. I'm getting lost. Whoa. 2 years, $4.1 million. I don't know for what. I'm imagining that's Edmondson. 2 years, $4.1 million. You know what? I think that's right on. I think that's probably the best. If they can get him to sign that deal, I think that's really beneficial to the team. I like that. Jeff, $4.1 million for 2 years to attract him. And also knowing he's probably playing on top four. And, it's not bad money for a top four guy. If Edmondson doesn't sign, do you think we should pursue Krug? Well, think about this, though. If you're looking at Edmondson possibly making, say, $5 million, what's Torrey Krug going to make? Torrey Krug's going to make a lot of money. So it worries me. Torrey Krug, I'm sure, wants 7 years and probably at least 7, but probably, 7.5 from what I understand. Something like that, maybe more. That's a lot of money. So I don't think they're going to go after Krug. Whereas one time I said they should, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth paying anybody that kind of money. We got to sign Galley, Petrie, Deneau, KK, I believe Paling, if he stays, and much, much more. That contract would hurt us. Which contract is that? No, I'm sorry. Just let me know which contract. I'll see if I can remember. We're going to have to disagree. I think seeing Lehkonen or Byron on top six role would be weak. We're not talking about, though, anything permanent. We're talking about a fill-in gap. So he'd just be filling in for a few games. Guys injured, whatever, suspended, whatever it is. You can plug them in for a game, 2 games, 3 games, and they won't hurt you, and they'll move seamlessly back to their fourth line role when not needed up there anymore, and that's really important. Because even sometimes during a game, coach sees something during a game, he might be saying, well, listen, we're going to move some guys around. Byron can go, okay, we can stick Byron on a second line. Whatever it is, we can move him up and maybe help kick off some offense. So you never know. This is Edmondson's one chance to get a good deal. I doubt he'd take less than 4 years. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with even signing him for 4 years. You know why? Because say in 2 years you go, okay, well, we don't really have room for him. I think if you sign him at a good price at $4 million, a little over $4 million, it's a tradable contract, and you could be able to move that contract. Also, excuse me, I almost swallowed that. That's why it sounded funny. Also, the Habs have the money, but they need to watch out. They do. They need to not spend everything. Although next season, they don't have to worry. It's the one after that. So if they're signing people to 1-year contracts, they can spend right to the cap. But if they're going to sign people to longer than 1 year, this is where the problem would come in. I think Krug isn't staying no Bruins discount, then good hype. Yeah, I think from what I can see, it looks like Krug will be going. Hey, NHL, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Sherratt makes 3.5, and in my opinion, is better than Edmondson. No way he's getting more than Sherratt. Well, no, but Sherratt. Okay, Sherratt's making 3.5. No, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true that he's not making. I mean, it depends what the agent, is able to negotiate. I think Kulak is getting over 3, and he's not as good as Edmondson. Pretty sure his agent is going to point that out. Well, there you go. Is Kulak no? Wait, no, you got that wrong. Kulak's getting 1.85. I know this for a fact. He's got, I believe, one more season left or 2 at 1.85. He just signed the contract before the season started. It is not 3. It might be like 3 for the remaining total, but not for a season. Sherratt is going to want a raise, though. Sherratt's got 2 years left on his contract. Can't get a raise yet. We cannot sign all the UFA next year because of the flat cap. Which players do we let go? Next year we'll deal with that. Listen, Mete might get taken in the expansion draft, so you got to keep him. You can't just let everybody go. I don't know. Kulak's getting over 3. No, I read that. I wonder what Galley will want. He's been on a team-friendly contract for too long. Yeah, listen, Galley, you got to figure 6 or somewhere. You got to figure something like that. He's making 3. I want to say 3.15. Couldn't want to double that. I would think, right? Okay. See you. Oh, you're leaving. Okay. Hey, buddy. Thanks a lot. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for always being there. You're one of those great core. Always I can count on to be in the streams or to watch my videos kind of subscriber. I really appreciate that, buddy. Have a great night and a great rest of the weekend. Kulak makes $2 million or 1. He makes 1.85, 1,850,000. Tatar and Petrie are leaving after next year. Okay, sorry, I thought it was 3 year. Yeah, I think one of them is leaving. I don't know that both are, but I think one of them is definitely leaving, and it might end up being Petrie because of the money he's going to probably want. So I don't know. But yeah, one of them is. True about Tatar and Petrie, given their ages, though losing Petrie would be a tough blow. Hang on, I'm looking at something. I'm trying to find. I keep losing. It's going so fast. I can't remember where the hell I was. Okay. There's something I recognize. No, I read that. Oh, maybe I only thought it went 5. What's happening with Armia? Is he staying or going? I would think Armia is going to stay. He's got what, 1 more year at 2.6. I would think, depending on the season he has, if he has like a really big season, because he could score. I mean, he could have a breakout year where he puts up 45 points, maybe. Then depending on the money, I guess. But there's a lot of rumors about Armia, so I don't know. But I'd like to keep him. I think I like him. But listen, if he makes a deal happen, and that deal really improves the team, then everybody's pretty much available for that. Okay, where was I now? Likely true about Tatar and Petrie given their age. I don't know if I read that. Galley's going to want the same as Pacioretty, $7 million. Yeah, I got to figure Galley's coming in around $6.5, $7 million. Got to figure that. Every Golden Knights and Stars tied at one. Oh, everyone go. They're tied at 1, 5:05 left in the second. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the update. I hope Max wins the cup this year. Well, I hope if he does that, he's stayed in Montreal and they've re-signed him, and then that would be great. Awesome chats, everyone. I got beer to drink. Hope to see you in the comment section sometime. Hey, Rugged English, thank you so much. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I love it when you guys, from all over the world come into the room, and looking forward to seeing you again soon. Hopefully, be great. Enjoy the beer. I personally wouldn't give Gallagher more than 6.5. If he wants more, I trade him at the deadline. Gallagher is injured too often and doesn't score enough to ask for 7+ season. Listen, he may ask for that. I personally think, double whatever he's making now. So I think that would put him at about 6.5. See you later, Rugged. Okay, sorry. Because he's making, I think, 3.15. So, 6.3. 6 is good. I like him at 6, but I know there's a lot of talk that he's going to ask for a lot of money, but I haven't heard anything from his camp or anything. It's just people on Twitter kind of saying, oh, he's going to want $8 million. Yeah, I don't know about that. Do you think Subban comes back to Montreal once his contract's finished to fulfill his promise of bringing back a cup? No. Well, once his contract's finished, I get you. Yeah, no, I'm thinking not at $9 million. Maybe if he comes back a lot cheaper than $9 million. Gallagher makes 3.75. So that's 7.5. No, don't double him. Okay. But I can see him getting the $3 million raise. Armia is so underrated. Huge need for these players. Yeah, Armia is a guy I want to hang on to because you're right. He is a bit underrated, especially when he's playing bottom six. Guy can score. You never know when. He steals a puck. He's got offense right away. He transitions really quick, and he's good at stealing the puck or intercepting a pass or breaking up something in the offensive zone. PK will never come back here. Yeah, I don't see it. Armia is the guy I think can play on any line. Armia dominates puck possession. Yeah, because he steals pucks and he's great at getting in the way for them. Gets in the way. Good evening, Rick. Listening to you. I live in Nova Scotia. Awesome. Hey, Robert. A bunch of guys here in the room already are from Nova Scotia. Well, I know Jeff is. Who else in the room, Jeff? That's Nova Scotia. I can't. I don't. I think I overspoke there. Oops. But yeah, I have got a bunch of subscribers from Nova Scotia. So yeah, thanks for coming in. I will be ending soon. I'm gonna go. I think the full 2 hours. So you're looking at another 11 minutes, and then because I'm getting tired, I'm fighting to not yawn and stuff. So yeah, another 11 minutes, and I'm gonna call it. His size is really important too. You're right, Chris. We don't have. Well, we want to stay. We're starting to get to be a decent. Edmondson brings a lot of size. We're starting to get the size. We want to stay having that. We don't want to lose size. And Armia is a really good player. I like him a lot. If PK's attitude doesn't change, he won't come back. Yeah, he won't be coming back here to Montreal. Do we exchange coaches or do we change coaches and when? No, I really don't think so. I think Julian's going to be the coach. I think he did a good job up to now. I'm not against Julian, and we'll see how he does. How the team does next season, but I don't think we change coaches in the offseason. It was great when Armia took the puck from Muzzin on the face-off, skating in and scored. I think I remember that. That was this year or was it last year? This year, I think, eh? Do you think Muller's got to go because of his bad power play? Well, they got to do something to change that power play. Something's got to give on that power play. They cannot be a contender legitimately with a power play that sucks like that. Players who dominate against Toronto are my favorite. Yeah, this year. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me see now. I'm suddenly I'm suddenly like without comments. What's going on here, guys? I need material to work with. I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot to mention here tonight. I don't think so, though. I think I got everything that I wanted to talk about in. Don't you think a younger coach would work better with the younger players? No, not necessarily. I don't think that means anything necessarily. As long as the coach is really willing to work with the players and isn't going to be stubborn about it. And from the way that Julian's been talking lately, I think he's more willing to work with the younger players than he ever has been. So, Chris Bergeron, how's it going? Yes. Yes for what now? Oh, yeah, you're the one who asked the question. No, I don't think we change coaches in the offseason. No. And so I can't answer when because I don't think that they do. But I did say that possibly during next season, if things don't go well, I could see that that's when Julian pays the price. But I don't think so going into next season. I think he's fine and in good standing. Make Caulfield our coach. Why, though? Where did that come from? What has he done to specifically make you think he'd be a coach, especially at his age? Get excited for Caulfield and Romanov. Yeah, I am. I am. I know I've mentioned in a video recently that Caulfield could go in a trade, and I think he could. But for Line, you're getting back that kind of a shot. So otherwise, no, I don't. I think he's safe. But I am excited. But listen, realistically, Caulfield is probably at least 2 seasons away. And Romanov is probably at least 1 season away from being a dominant defenseman. We'll have to see how quickly he starts out, but you got to give him a season to get used to this. The ice size, the players, just everything about the North American game. So, yeah. And, yeah, I just think that's how it's going to work. He has no choice anymore. Who has no choice anymore? Do you see any way we can trade Alzner to free cap space? I think if they were going to be able to trade Alzner, they'd have done it already. I do. I don't think they could trade Alzner, even if they say you could just have him, and we'll pay everything. I still don't think anyone's going to take Alzner. So, Paling is also great. I wonder how he got blacklisted. Attitude problem. He came in with a bit of an attitude because he thought he was an NHLer because of the last game of not this past season, the one before, where he had that amazing game against Toronto. So yeah, I think that's really the reason why he just had an attitude problem and didn't start out even after the injury, the concussion thing, which I guess that's not easy to do, come back from, but yeah, Paling, it's attitude and out of shape. That's what I heard anyway. No, buyout's not going to work. If you buy him out, you add 2 more years to paying him off. Sure, it reduces the cap, but there's also one big cap. I think if you bought him out now, the next season, the cap is going to go up on him big time, and then it drops back down. So, it doesn't help. You're better off just burying him in Laval, taking whatever cap relief they give you, and that goes better. It's better served that way. I did a video on it. So I'm not talking off the top of my head. I worked out all the math, and they're better off, even though it's not like a ton of cap relief or whatever it is, how they're better off. But they're better off if they just leave him in the minors. It just works out better that way for them. Okay, again. Oh, there it was. Do we get a scoring winger? Should we still pursue Kovalchuk or should we try Caulfield? Well, I'd like to see Caulfield take 2 more seasons to get here. I really would like to see 2 more seasons. I think that's better. He'll be much better prepared for the NHL at that point. So, and Kovalchuk, I don't know. He didn't do much in Washington. He really dropped off after the first 20 games here. I don't hold out a lot of hope. I don't think so with Kovalchuk. I'd like to see a younger, more modern style of coaching. Yeah, you got to bring in a younger guy. Ryan Caulfield and Romanov for Jonathan Huberdeau. No, I don't like that. Look, Romanov to me is an untouchable. He has a few things I really need to see in a Habs uniform and see how that works out, and I don't want him to go anywhere. We should make Boucher Ottawa's old coach. What Boucher? Ottawa. Okay, wait. No. Brian Boucher is the goalie, is he not? Well, what's his name? His first name? Guy Boucher. You're talking about Guy Boucher then, right? I think if they're going to go kind of that way, they're going to go with Dominic. Who's the guy that's behind the net now? Dominic. Oh God, I can't think of his last name for my life. Yeah, they've got a young guy a lot like that, I think, already. And I think if they're going to do that, they'll go with him. Ducharme. Dominic Ducharme. I think Ducharme would be you've already got that guy. So Ryan P. Caulfield and Romanov for Jonathan Huberdeau. Okay, we should make Boucher, Ottawa's old coach, our new assistant coach. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we're Boucher. What am I talking about? I don't know. Well, I think no. You know what? I think it's pretty similar, Boucher or Ducharme. I don't know if there's that much difference there, but I mean, Ducharme's here already. I think if they're gonna go that way, they're gonna give him a shot. So, but you never know. Maybe they'll bring in a Guy Boucher or something like that. What's he doing? Color commentary now or something? So I think he's available. I don't know how they're gonna go with that. Have you thought of how many young goaltenders have gone through the Habs organization? Not that many, actually. We've actually had a history of keeping a goalie for a long time, so it's not as many as a lot of organizations. The hockey guy, I want to say last year, did a video exactly about that, about how many goalies, like each team and the goalies they've gone through over the years, and you'd be surprised actually that Montreal hasn't gone through that many. Awful trade, Jeff. What trade? Ryan P. Caulfield and Romanov for Ryan P. Caulfield and Romanov for Jonathan Huberdeau. No. Okay, yeah, I agree with you there. I know I commented on before, but I just want to see what he's talking about. Caulfield may get killed in the AHL before he gets here. It's a way rougher league than the NCAA or NHL. Fair, still awful trade. I agree. Athanasiou and Puljujarvi for Domi and Mete. See, Athanasiou apparently, first of all, he's got the same agent that Domi and Mete have, Darren Ferris. So I like not having Darren Ferris as an agent for any of the players. But apparently, he's got a bit of either a coaching problem or there's something with Athanasiou because I like his wheels. He's really fast. But I'm not so sure I want to go after him at this point from some of the stuff I've read about him. So I don't know. I don't think I would do that. I want to get Puljujarvi, but I don't know that I want to get Athanasiou unless we turn around and trade him somewhere else. Okay, so we're at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to take off because I'm tired and I'm having trouble to concentrate at this point. So I really appreciate everybody for being here. This is probably the longest live stream I've done in a long time. So that's pretty good. We did a 2-hour live stream. So listen, thanks everybody for being here. For the members, Wednesday, don't forget, Wednesday is members only live stream day. I should have a video out tomorrow on what you asked me. I have no idea at this point, but hopefully I'll have a video out tomorrow. And I just appreciate all you guys. Thanks for letting me be on YouTube talking about hockey and you guys listening and talking back and all that. Just want to say thank you for all that. In doing that hands down hockey thing, it's kind of one of the questions, and you realize that yeah, I really appreciate that aspect of it. And without you guys there on the other side, I don't get to do this. So thank you guys for being on the other side. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you next Saturday, and I will see you on the videos coming up. Hopefully tomorrow will be a good video. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but I'm going to do a video. Have a great night, everybody. And just thanks for being here. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Peace out. Bye, y'all. That's how it's supposed to end. Bye. Hey.